Hey guys, Zeramus555 here, just coming to you guys with an updated DDD deck profile. I do have these in brand new Player's Choice sleeves, so they might be a little slippery, but hopefully it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the Bottomless deck profile. I see I'm getting quite a few views on that already, which is great. I love this deck. It's so fun. I'm still testing out different ratios and things. I will probably do an updated deck profile within the next week or so. If anybody has any Quaking Mirror Forces for sale or for trade, please comment down below. I am looking for two. It's really good in Dino Mist, and yeah, I would just like to pick up a couple if I could. They're not very much. I mean, I see them going for about $8 on Troll and Toad, and I do expect them to drop down in price as the Bosch set is out for a longer period of time. So without further ado, let's get on with the deck profile. I'm not really going to do too much here. I do finally have the extra deck finished. I have everything for this deck. And yeah, this new build's testing really good. I really like it a lot. I think it's a lot more consistent. I'm not playing the Sacred Sword build anymore, just for the pure fact that, like, with the Sacred Sword build, like, I found that this guy was dead sometimes in your hand, but if you're banishing them, you don't really have any, like, consistent ways of getting these back, and Leonidas is still really, really important. Like, you need them in the graveyard for, like, Necro Slime and stuff. And I just found, like, I was drawing into cards that I already had or didn't need. Originally, I just put the Sacred Swords in there to thin into Kepler faster, but, I mean, the deck's fine even if you don't draw Kepler. Like, there was another DDD player at Locals when I went down to the sneak peek, and he did much better than I did. I just got like 2-0'd like several times against Magicians, and I realized my deck was like, my build was good against everything other than Magician, but the best deck in the game is Magician, so I wanted to kind of fix that a bit and still keep it so it's relevant against other decks, and this new build's been testing a lot better, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. So starting things off, we have, I love new sleeves, they feel so good. I've had the same sleeves, the same Player's Choice sleeves on my decks for like 2 years, and I finally decided to buy new ones. So yeah, we have 3 Rebel King Leonidas. Not going to say anything about him. Got to play 3 right now. Triple Ragnarok. Ooh, these are slippery. He's like probably the best big guy in the deck. You can tribute another DDD and banish 1 monster your opponent controls. So that's really, really good. I'm not playing Transmodify in here. I was playing Trine 1 again at Skyhaven on Saturday, and I really didn't like it. I didn't think it was that great. So I just took it out. I feel like you don't need it. Like, it's just not necessary, and it bricks your hands more than they need to be. And I want to make every single card in this deck do something right away, or be able to be reactive to my opponent's cards in some way or another. And that card doesn't do that. It requires me to have pieces, combo pieces, and this is a combo deck, but it's generally a 2-card combo deck, and that card's more like a 3-card combo deck because I need to make the dark first in order to transmodify, which I just really didn't like. I didn't think it was that great. So Triple Kepler, he's the best card in the deck. Essentially, you just normal summon this guy, search out any dark contract card, and yeah, you pretty much just start plussing from there. I had really bad luck. I played against Dan playing his Magician Pendulums, and I opened like Kepler both games, but he had MSTs in his build, which was really weird. Like really weird, and I wasn't expecting it because I played this deck because I was like, oh, nobody's going to be making MSTs, and of course he was playing like 3, I think, and he opened them both games, so I ended up losing because you really need to get your dark contract going in order to, your gate, I should say, in order to start winning. 2 Berfomet's perfect number. I wouldn't play 1, I think it's not enough, and 3 is way too many. He's basically just there because he can make Kali Yuga in weird situations, but mostly he's there to make Wave King Caesar, so that's really good. Excuse me. Next up we have Triple Swirl Slime. It's still the same, hasn't changed at all. This is probably one of the best cards in the deck. You just pitch it and another DD card from your hand and special summon. Basically, you can only special summon Dark, but it's basically like a free 2800 beater, which is really good. And everything you pitch in this deck is something you can generally use in the graveyard to gain advantage off of. One thing I'm going to note is a lot of people didn't realize about this card is that it does not discard for cost. So what you do is you actually just reveal this in your hand, and then they have to respond to the activation of this card. So if they do negate it in some way, then basically you can end up just losing this card. You don't lose the card you were going to discard as well, which is really good. So new addition is I'm playing Triple Necro Slime. I said I would never play 3 of this, and I still kind of am not sure about it. I kind of want to just cut one out and play one Galloway, because I still like the one Galloway. Especially because people are going to be playing Valor again, because Valor is really good against Pepe, so I don't really want to summon Kepler and like instantly lose. But with Necro Slime, it just makes your Swirl Slime plays better. It basically makes it so you can do like a double dark play. And this card is better to discard off of certain cards I'm playing, such as Witch and another card when I do get to that. So I think 3's fine. I think right now we don't have enough DD cards, and I can see it being preference between 2 and 3, but the one thing I don't like about this card is if you open 2 as your only monster, it's pretty bad. And I'm only playing one Swamp King still, so excuse me, that can make like a really bad hand even worse if you just open 2 of this. I mean, generally you're going to have ways to get it out of your hand, like I said, because this deck has so much consistency. You can kind of just like, you know, search out Swirl Slime and then pitch them both kind of thing, or discard it off of Witch. But in general, I'm still testing the 3. I might drop it out, like I said, for a third, or sorry, for one Galloway again. And then last but not least is obviously 2 Maxx, because I freaking love Maxx. It's so good. So I think that's 20 monsters now. Pretty sure it's 20. Anyways, on to the spells. We have 1, 2, 3 Dark Contract with the Gate, best spell in the deck. It's basically tanky, but, or you could also say it's a what the heck's it called? Cleafort Scout. Because every turn you just search out one DD monster from your deck to your hand, so that's really, really good. I am playing just the one Swamp King. I feel like 2 is too much, because if you open 2, it's terrible. And like people say, like with 1, it's gonna get MST'd or Twin Twistered, and like yeah, that's very, very possible. I may bump this up to 2 as time goes on, but it's kind of a space issue thing. So I just found that, like, honestly, 1 was just the right number. I was talking to Dave about this as well, and he agrees with me now too. Like, the only good target we have for this card is this guy, and like as good as this guy is, he's really only amazing versus I would say like Cosmos. But I mean, he's also good because he can get rid of like problem cards on the field that you're having a difficult time getting over. So next up is my new card I'm playing. I finally picked up 2 Mask Change Seconds, and I am playing the Dark Claw in the extra deck as well. The thing that makes this card so good, and the problem I had with the deck, like with my build originally before I changed it, is that I would just summon Kepler, and then I would just get like OTK'd by Magicians because I didn't have any defense really, other than Dark Contract with a Witch or something else like Breakthrough Skill, and it just wasn't good enough because they could usually just pop that with their Dragon Pit. And this way, like if they try to do plays, or they try to do like a Wavering Eyes or something, you chain this, you discard a card in your hand, and like everything in this deck you don't care about discarding other than Maxx. Like everything in here is something that you can use in the graveyard later, so it really doesn't matter. That's why I kind of bumped this up to 3 as well, because it just seemed relevant. Also, you can normal summon Necro Slime. You basically have like 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of these cards are cards that do work off of Mass Change 2 to make Dark Claw. So this card's really never dead. The reason I'm playing 2 and just 1 Dark Claw in the extra deck is really after you get the first one off, you're never going to resolve the second one. So the second one can become dead, but I wouldn't actually play 2 Dark Claws in the extra deck. Like, I have no idea what I would cut. I may change it as time goes on, but I really like the extra deck. It's like, I think it's like the perfect ratio. So yeah, this card's awesome. It just poops on Magicians, it poops on Pendulums, and against certain matchups like BA and stuff, it can just be like game over. Like, they can't get around the Dark Claw. So next up is Upstart Goblin, obviously. And the 1 Allure of Darkness. I still like this card. A lot of people say it's bad, but once again, since I'm playing triple Necro Slime, it makes it a little bit better because I have stuff I can actually... Playing 3 of everything now, I basically don't care if I banish something because I know I'm going to be drawing into something else I might need. And then the 1 for 1 because this card is amazing. I was actually playing Glow Up Bulb at Locals on Saturday, but I realized it was bad. I kept drawing it like without being able to do combo plays, and like as good as Trishula is in this deck, you kind of go like -1 to make Trish, which I don't like. So I just decided to take Glow Up Bulb out. It's just not necessary. So that's it for the spells. On to the traps. Just 2 Dark Contract with the Witch now. After playtesting more, this card's really awesome against Rogue, but it's really bad against meta. Other than Cosmos, it's really good against Cosmos. So I just decided to bump it down to 2. I just feel like you don't need the third one. And like if you do need more, you know, popping or 1-for-1 removal, you have cards like MST. No, oh, one thing I do want to mention is people are going to be like, why aren't you playing Twin Twister? I don't own Twin Twister. I'll say that again. It's like a $10 super rare right now, so I'm just not really worrying about it. And testing, I haven't really needed it. Like, I just feel like it would be good in this deck because once again, you don't care about discarding stuff. But I just feel like you don't really need it at this time. I think it's a really good side deck card, if anything. Yeah, just two Witch is perfect. You search it, you need it. I am still playing the one Errors just for when you play against random like trap heavy decks. This is really good against like BA, Satellars, stuff like that, which can be tough matchups. So I still really like this, and I think this is the best ratio. I think it's 2-1. After more testing, to kind of just realize that. And if you always if you play the Errors. Or if you draw the Errors and you have Witch up, and you're playing against a deck that doesn't have back row, you can always just pitch Errors. So it's not really ever dead. It can just end up being like a 1-for-1 pop. So my new addition is 2 Mirror Force. Alex, the other DD player, was playing this at Skyhaven, and it was putting in work for him. I was like, wow, like why am I not playing Mirror Force? You know, some of you might be like, oh, the one that bounces all attack position monsters is better, but like this is an OTK deck, so I don't really want to give them back stuff that they could potentially like put back in their pendulum scales or whatever. And this card is awesome with Dark Law. If I have this in like a Dark Law, this is like a banish all monsters your opponent controls. So yeah, this has been testing really good. The only thing I don't like about it is obviously it's not responsive, but like I said, I kept getting OTK'd on Saturday, so I feel like having a little defense in this regard is quite crucial. 2 breakthrough skills. This is a pretty trap heavy build for DDs. I see a lot of builds playing like 5 traps, and I don't like that because I don't want to lose to decks that OTK better than me, like Pendulum Magicians. Valor is better than this card right now, but I prefer breakthrough skill in this deck just for the pure fact that this isn't as good going second if your opponent goes first. But this is better going second or first if your opponent goes second. The effect to banish it, it comes in relevant, or it is relevant quite often. Playing against Dan, he did and especially with Cyber Dragon Affinity out now, I think this card's better than Valor in that sense, because you can banish this from your graveyard and negate their Cyber Dragon Affinity. You can banish this to negate a Pleiades on the field if they went into that Ptolemy play instead. And I just like Breakthrough Skill. I prefer it over Valor. Now, some people might be like, oh, it's better in this deck because, yeah, then you can do the Trish play and then do the 1-for-1 Valor. I know Dave prefers Valor, but I love Breakthrough Skill, and I think right now, once again, with stupid Cyber Dragon Affinity running around, I think this card's just a better option. So the 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, the 1 Vanity's Emptiness, and the 1 Solemn Warning. So I think that's 10 traps. I'm pretty sure it's 10 traps, 10 spells, and 20 monsters. I think it's pretty even. So onto the extra deck, guys. So we have triple Orc King Dark. That's the same, never going to change. I am still playing the double Caesar Ragnarok. One of these could potentially come out for a Dark Law if I do get another Dark Law. I only have 1 right now, but they're pretty cheap. I might just order another one. But just in testing, I realized, like, after the first Dark Law, I've never needed to make the second Dark Law. Like, at that point, I'm just spamming big monsters and, like, trying to go for game. It's just Dark Law is really good in the early game when you're having a hard time against decks that move faster than you do. But you can make 2 Ragnaroks, because what you can end up doing is, with this guy, when you summon him out, this is why you only need 1 Swamp King, is when you summon this guy and you go to attack and you bounce a Dark Contract or a DD card, I always bounce the Swamp King, so I can use it again next turn. So if they end up killing the Ragnarok, I can, and it goes in the graveyard, I can, like, if I have Ragnarok, the Pendulum monster in the Pendulum Zone, I can end up playing the Swamp King, banishing, 2 more cards or whatever, bringing out a new Ragnarok, and then that'll special summon back the second Ragnarok. And that's actually come up quite a bit, where you have 2 Ragnaroks on the board, and you can just, like, wipe an entire board of big monsters with that kind of play. So I think 2 is really good. And like I said, the 1 Dark Law, this has been testing awesome. I kind of wish I'd picked this up sooner. I didn't really, it's funny, when I first started testing this, I didn't really like the whole Mass Change 2 thing, but the more I tested it, like, I brought this out against a Pendulum Magician guy, and he wasted, like, 5 cards just to get over Dark Law. Like, it was really funny. Because they can still activate cards such as what did he end up doing? He opened he opened 2 Insight Magicians. Now, Insight Magician can still use its effect, or sorry, Wisdom Eye Magician, because you can destroy itself to add a pendulum. So he goes Wisdom, Wisdom, pops them both. So they banish, they don't go to the extra deck, so he's not plussing off those. To summon, to put a pit and the rank 1 guy, and then he used the rank 1 guy to pitch a card from his hand, because it just says discard, it doesn't say has to go to the graveyard. So he discarded a Pendulum Monster. That gets banished to kill a Dark Claw. So he had no follow-up plays just to get over the Dark Claw, and I still had my Dark Contract with the Abyss, or sorry, Gate up, and I just basically kept plussing off that. So yeah, this card's just nasty. Like, if you get it out early game, you win. Kali Yuga, he's awesome. I still play the one Felgran, just more effect negation. Sometimes this play does come up where you can just summon this guy off of 2 Ragnaroks, and it is relevant. Finally got a Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Thank you, Dan, for that. I got a really good deal for it, too, actually. I traded some, like, old secret rare cards I'm never going to use, and they were just sitting in my trade binder. This is probably the best XYZ in the deck. You're going to be making this more than anything else. For XYZs, I would say. It basically, what you do is you just want to, like, punch for as much damage as possible, overlay 2, like, Darks or a Dark and a Leonidas, make this thing, and then your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because at that point they have to play several cards to get around it, and they're just going to burn themselves to death. The one Draco Sack, the one Big Eye, I still love Big Eye. One Marksman King Tail, you don't need 2. 2 Wave King Caesar, I think you do need 2 of this. I've had several games, where I'll make the first one, and then I'll make the second one, or you could do plays where you, like, bring back the one that died from the graveyard, make the second one, and then overlay King Tail on top of the other one that doesn't have materials, and then it's just a crazy combo, because this thing doesn't need materials to get its sent to the graveyard effects. You can just fill your graveyard up so fast off of that play. And then the last card is the one Slacker Magician. It was funny, I summoned this out one game, and Alex said a DD player was looking over, he's like, how'd you summon that? I was like, it's actually really easy. It's like the same play you do for summoning out Wave King Caesar turn 1. But you, rather than opening a Berfomet, you open a Necro Slime, and you overlay that on top of the Kepler, which is really good play. So yeah, guys, that's my DDD deck profile. I think this version is way better. It's super consistent. I'm loving it, especially the Dark Claw whole thing. Like, I should have probably been playing that a long time ago. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I will be doing a combo video for the Dynamist Karkuris in the near future. I am waiting for a tripod, thanks to Hank. I think it's Hank X Saber. He'll probably watch this and correct me down below in the comments, but go check out his channel. He's a really nice guy. He recommended to me that I should go buy one, and I found one for like $10 off Amazon. I was like, oh, that's genius. Basically, it's just an iPod for my phone, a tripod for my phone. So, yeah, guys, anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will have an updated Dynamist deck profile for you guys in the near future. Peace!